All right, let's look at expenses. Auto expense, $1,328.32. Tell me what that is.
That is a vehicle.
Which vehicle?
Which vehicle? That is a, I believe that was a Mercedes G-Series.
Is it titled in Kast's name?
No, that vehicle is not in Kast's name.
In whose name is the vehicle that this auto expense is paid for titled?
I believe is my name.
Is this the only auto expense Kast Media Inc. has paid for you?
No.
What other auto expenses has Kast paid for you?
There's a different Mercedes and there's a Tesla. And those are the two that I can directly recall.
Does Kast continue to pay your Mercedes G-Wagon payment?
No.
When did Kast last pay your Mercedes G-Wagon payment?
I think probably before the petition date.
Do you still own the Mercedes G-Wagon?
No.
Did you let it go back?
What does that mean?
Did you let Mercedes or a lending company repossess the G-Wagon?
No.
Where is the G-Wagon now?
I sold it.
You sold it.
Yep.
When did you sell it?
I think towards the beginning of this year.
Early 2024?
Yeah, sometime in probably Q1 of 2024.
Was it financed at the time that Kast was paying the $1,328.32 auto expense?
I believe so.
Where was it financed through?
I'd have to look, but probably, I think it was Bank of America, but I'm not sure.
All right. Did you get more out of it than was owed on it when you sold it Q1 24?
Did I get more out of it than was owed on it?
Yes.
Yes.
By how much?
I don't recall the exact number.
Regardless of how much you got when you sold the Mercedes G-Wagon, did you reimburse Kast for its payments of your Mercedes G-Wagon expense?
No.
You pocketed that money from the sale of the Mercedes G-Wagon, correct?
Objection argumentative.
Did you have a question?
Yeah, I have a question. You kept the money from the sale of the Mercedes G-Wagon. You didn't reimburse. In other words, you didn't reimburse Kast.
So I already said that I didn't reimburse Kast.
All right, and you kept it though, right? As opposed to doing something else with it.
I don't know what you mean.
Like
I didn't reimburse
like pay
Kast.
a debt, pay somebody that you might owe money.
I didn't reimburse Kast.
Nor did you pay any other debt that Kast might have had. Correct?
That would have been reimbursing Kast.
Indirectly, right? To pay one of Kast's debts?
That would have been reimbursing Kast.
Well, no. If you think that's what it was, I'll accept that answer. Well, let's talk about the other vehicles that Kast paid for you. No, before we get off of the G-Wagon, how long did Kast make your G-Wagon payment?
I don't remember exactly when. Probably since sometime in 2021.
Okay. Now, the different Mercedes, what kind of Mercedes was that?
The different Mercedes? I believe it was a C-Series.
And in whose name was the C-Series Mercedes?
I think it was in my name.
And for what period of time did Kast make the payment on the C Series?
I think it would have been probably from maybe 2020 through 2023 or something like that.
And what was the disposition of that?
What was the disposition of that?
Yes.
That was a lease, so the lease ran up.
Was that a lease directly through Mercedes-Benz?
I think so.
And the Tesla. In whose name was the Tesla titled?
I think it was in my name.
And how long did Kast make the Tesla payment on your behalf?
Probably about a year.
When?
From the end of, or the beginning of 2023 to the end of 2023.
Was that a lease or a purchase?
That was a purchase.
And what was the disposition of the Tesla?
I still have the Tesla.
Is that what you drive in St. Louis?
Yeah, I drive the Tesla.